Hi, folks. Welcome back to Crisco's Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the United States, and of the world for that matter, we have just witnessed the biggest scam in the history of the world. Makes Bernie Madoff look like a candy bar thief in a convenience store. Makes Ponzi look like a certified CPA, top-notch accountant. It was brilliantly played by the Democrats. I have to say, it was brilliant. COVID virus came in. The light bulb went off in their head. Let's scare the bejesus out of everybody. Make it so you don't want to stand in your own front yard. You might die. And then after we put the fear of God in them, we're going to take states, especially Democrat ones, that are run either by governors or their legislatures or both, and let's mail out tens of millions of unsolicited ballots. Not to say, hey, folks, you know what? We understand. COVID is dangerous. If you want an absentee ballot, go ahead and ask for one. God bless you. We'll send you one right away. Instead of doing that, said, you know what? We don't want to disenfranchise anybody. Or maybe somebody that didn't get the message or that 0.00001% that can't get on the internet. Or that 0.00001% that doesn't have access to a phone, cell, or landline. We're going to send them all out, but we're not going to purge our files first. We're not going to purge our files for people that haven't voted in 4 or 5, 6 years. We're going to cross-reference it to all the people that died. Nope. We're going to cross-reference the fact that we have 14 names at one address, and 13 of them haven't voted in 5 years. Maybe something's amiss. Nope. Let's send them all out by the tens of millions. And then on top of that, let's do this. Let's have our Supreme Courts and our judges in these states give us an extension without the legislature's approval. And let's take ballots with no postmark. Let's take ballots that signatures don't match. Let's take, because we're going to get them by the millions more. It's going to be awesome. And we get to say, hey, you know what? We're doing it for you. We're doing it so not to disenfranchise you during a pandemic. Isn't that marvelous? That your right to vote won't be lost. Won't be lost because we care about you. That's the premise. And I have to say, it worked brilliantly. As evil as it is, it's outright scam. And it's right out in the open, in clear blue sky, in the light of day. This is the one rare instance where the old saying that light is the best disinfectant. Nope. It was brilliantly played. There'll be books written about this years from now. Historians will write books and how this was put together. And here's the beauty part. We get to put all those ballots out because we care about you and your rights. Now, if there's fraud, I don't know. We didn't do it. God, you're going to have to get some evidence. You're being infactual. You can't post on Twitter or Facebook or do any of that stuff. Where's your proof? Where's these evil people out there collecting these ballots? And if there is, it's isolated incidents, 100 here, 200 there, 1,000 here. It doesn't change anything. But we're going to make sure, though, that we announce these ballots are going out long in advance. And then we're going to give out the date that they're going out. and make sure they all get out. Well, if a couple 100,000 here or there, if they go the wrong addresses, mere bag of shells. Who cares? We'll just print out another 300,000 and send them out in the state. Hey, let's pick the states that are swing states that are the closest. What a shocker. President Trump won Florida. It was run by a Republican governor. That's because they play by the rules. They didn't send out, and I will say this, there wasn't a mass ballot sent out in New York State. Very rarely, but I have to do it when it's due. They didn't do what California did and many other states did. Just sent them out to everybody that was in the computer without checking to make sure it was right. That'll give them. But that's the beauty part. You send all those tens of millions of ballots out, and you're not responsible for where they end up. You're not responsible for who fills them out, if at all. And you're not responsible for who turns them in. With a simple stamp. You can get a vote for less than $1. I've ran in 5 local races here in upstate New York for city council. You know how I would love to pay $1 or less a vote? It would be beautiful, especially in a small local election like this one. It'd be awesome, but you can't do it. These guys are brilliant, but here's the deal. Yeah, they may have won this one. Yeah, they still kept the House. Not by much. There's no blue wave at all. And Trump is probably going to be put out. And the Republicans are going to hang on to the Senate by the skin of their teeth. But they'll never be able to pull this bullshit again. And they know it. They used up all their ammunition to get rid of President Trump. All of their ammunition. And there'll be nothing left. They ate up all their seed corn. For you farmers out there, you know what that means. And there'll be nothing left. And in 2 years, when the Democrat Party disintegrates into ashes, and I'm a former Democrat when I was a local elected official, now Republican, when the whole thing at the state and federal level, especially at the federal level, disintegrates, you're saying, well, John, it was a brilliant strategy and it worked. Well, here's going to be the cost. There are going to be tens of millions of people, and I encourage them, especially in the next 2 years, do not vote for anyone that has a D in front of their name. There has to be a price for this, and the American people must extract that price. I don't care, unless it's your wife maybe, or your husband, or maybe one of your kids. That's about it. Do not vote for a Democrat at any level of government, whether it be the president all the way down to the local dog catcher or council member. Do not vote for them. There has to be a price to pay. And the beauty part is, make sure that you tell your local people, your state people, and your federal people why you won't be voting for them when you normally would, where there's a D in front of their name. Because they said nothing while this whole thing went on. And saying nothing makes you complicit. So there you go, folks. The biggest scam in the history, at least the United States. And it looks like they're going to get away with it. But are they? The only one that loses, well, President Trump loses, that's for certain. But you know who really loses? The American people. How many more jobs would have been created under a Trump presidency? How many more taxes are you going to pay now with a new administration? It's going to go back to where you were. It's like the morons that said, I cut the board 3 times and the damn thing's still too short. That's what we have now. Anyway, folks, there it is. The biggest scam in history. And I hope that the American people extract the cost for this. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.